Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over Tesla, let's go over the market, and well, let's figure out what is happening today. A pretty wild day for the most part for Tesla, kind of all over the place. It was like slow but interesting at the same time. So yeah, let's just talk about it. Let's figure it out. Tomorrow's, don't forget, is a massive day, right? We have the delivery numbers coming out tomorrow. It should be like about half an hour before market opens, roughly. So we'll see. But a big day tomorrow for sure, nonetheless. So if you enjoyed the video, as per usual, don't forget to hit that like button, as it does help a lot. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. And of course, my membership session on YouTube is live. The link is down below in the description of the video. For just $2.99 a month, you get access to all my intraday thoughts, posts, updates, options, flow, etc. So again, the link is down below if you are interested. But let's just jump right into it. Tesla closing the day actually down, unfortunately, 0.32% on the day, which is going to be putting us at about $175 per share. Compared to the market, slight underperformance, I guess, but nothing substantial, right? The market kind of flat, right? SPY red, QQQ slightly green, so Tesla only slightly red. But, Tesla was down about 3% at some point of the day, right? I think the lowest point of the day was like 3 to 3.5% down, close to almost $170 per share, which it did recoup the majority of it, which is, pretty nice to see. But there are a substantial amount of mixed signals here, all of which I personally believe should be fairly clarified by tomorrow's price action, probably pre-market, once we do get those delivery numbers, which at the moment everyone's eyes are on that. A lot of people are bearish, but some people think because people are too bearish that it actually won't be that bearish, and it'll actually be bullish because everyone's bearish, but then maybe because they think that it'll actually be bearish. Nobody knows is the point I'm trying to make. So we'll make the best sense of it as we can here, just strictly through technical analysis. But let's talk about it. So as usual, we'll start off with the daily here, right? The daily candle so far today, printing as I hide this, right? A pretty decent looking hammer candle, right? A pretty nice looking hammer candle, right? Beautiful long wick, pretty short wick at the top, very small body. Overall, pretty solid. The only issue I have is, well, it's a red hammer candle. I personally don't view red hammer candles as that convincing, right? If this was a green hammer candle, so for instance, if we closed instead at, let's say, 177, that would have been insanely beautiful. But it is a red hammer candle, so that, I do usually take those with a grain of salt. But again, with something like tomorrow, with delivery numbers coming out, honestly, who knows? Like, it technically doesn't mean anything, because that could just really dictate. It can override these technicals, if that makes sense, right? When you have like major catalysts like that, or earnings, or things like that. So take that into account, right? We did gap fill this gap over here, which was around this 172.5-ish level, and it's not looking too bad. It's honestly not looking too bad overall, just strictly looking at the candles here. The thing that's interesting is the 5 and the 13 EMA are pretty much exactly on top of each other. The 5 EMA is at 175.67. The 13 EMA is at 175.69. They're literally 2 cents off of each other. So they're pretty much directly on top of each other, right? Which, pretty much shows, at least to me, indecision, right? It's almost as if the market doesn't even know where Tesla's going to go next until, of course, those numbers actually finally come out. But, we have a few things hinting at many, possibilities, right? I personally think there's a more likelihood of it going down than up, but it's like a 49% chance, in favor of going down as opposed to going up, right? 51 going down, 49 going up. I have no idea, right? I don't have any idea. The options market, which by the way, I did start using Black Box, right? I did partner with them. So I do have a link for Black Box down below with discounts as well. If you're interested in using this, it's a pretty sweet options platform. Similar to Cheddar Flow as well. But this one's pretty cool because it shows you alerts, which is really nice to see. If I go back here, right, you can see alerts, right? It shows you, repeater bearish, right? So it showed like a lot of bearish prints that came in the morning for Tesla. That's when Tesla tanked, of course, right? But, the thing that I want to really bring your eyes to is going to be, well, if we go back over here, you can see there's a lot of puts that came in, for instance, this one, right? A lot of puts came in today for about the 185 strike, but they're pretty high in premium, right? All of these are over 1 million, and 2 of which, and you might be wondering, okay, well, sure, maybe they were bought before, as Tesla was tanking in the morning, they made profit off that, and maybe they exited it already. Obviously, a very real possibility. But keep in mind, the 2 that did come in towards the end of the day, one at pretty much 3:30 and one 5 minutes, actually 4 minutes even before the market closed, 1.24 million and 1.16 million puts, 185 strike came in for the expiration of this Friday, so they're weeklies, pretty much came in towards the end of the day, right? So that's kind of suspicious, right? Like, that's a lot of money. Like, if, let's say, Tesla does rally tomorrow pre-market on, the news that, let's say, Tesla, the numbers are good or whatever, for whatever reason, Tesla rallies on the delivery numbers, these puts are going to get completely destroyed, like utterly destroyed if Tesla does rally tomorrow. Let's say it does go to like 183 or something like that tomorrow pre-market. I don't know, just as an example. These guys are losing like 30% of their money instantly. So I'm just saying, when you see these kind of size prints come in on a put expiring this early on a major catalyst event, makes you wonder if someone with a lot of money has a little bit of information here. So anyway, take that as you will, right? But I figured I'd mention the fact that there are some pretty sizable whales essentially betting, if you will, on downside tomorrow, on further downside, right? And if you look at the technicals, let's go over back to the technicals over here, zoom out a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and remove these bad boys over here for now. Right, so we still have, as I zoom out over here, we still have this massive, not massive, but a respectable, I guess you can say, bear flag, right? We had this massive fall over here. Now we set up this bear flag, which we were on the verge of breaking out, and we actually did break out of it a little bit, but we retraced back in, which you can argue is a bullish thing. Usually, when you have false breakdowns or breakouts or whatever, the opposite is true. So in this case, because we had a false breakdown out of a bear flag and we recouped it back up, you can argue that is a bullish thing. So it kind of played out that way, as we did recoup a decent amount of the losses for the for the day, right? So there is that, right? But we're roughly holding, I guess I should say, this 175-ish area. We did get a bit of a pump actually towards the end of the day. It was actually looking a little bit worse, but towards the last like 5 minutes of the day, you can see a massive pump did come in, which did sort of happen on SPY and QQQ a little bit here as well. You can see some pumps over here, but they definitely sold off a little bit towards the end of that, while Tesla kind of maintained it and actually pumped a little bit even higher. So is that a bull trap? Does someone know something? But then the puts are suggesting otherwise, because you have some sizable whales coming in with literally weekly $1 million puts on Tesla. There's a lot of questions up in the air, right? That a lot of people are, just no one knows for sure what's going to happen. Now, we are still technically below this trend over here, this red line over here. We did have that one small false breakout over here, but we went right back into it, and we're still holding below it. The MACD is looking fairly decent. RSI is looking decent. The stochastic at the bottom, you can see, is starting to lose a little bit of momentum as the green is close to crossing the red. So we're very much up in the air. I wish I could give you more information, but in all honesty, I don't know how the market's going to react tomorrow. I really don't know how it's going to play. We ended right dead smack in the middle of, a pretty important zone here. A lot of indicators are showing indecision here as well. We're still below the 21 EMA, though. Don't forget that we are below that. But again, that can change literally with a snap of a finger with such an event coming out tomorrow, or, number coming out tomorrow, or print, or whatever you want to call it. So pretty important day, pretty massive day, pretty crucial day for the stock. We'll see how it reacts. We'll see what Tesla decides to do. Personally, if you're interested in what I am doing and my current, positioning around this, is I'm very light. I'm going into this position, or this, event, if you will, light. I'm going in very light. All I have is one cash secured put for this Friday, 162.5 cash secured put, and that's all I have, right? That's nothing more. That's all I have. That's all I'm willing to play, right? If it does go up, great, I'll make some money on that. If it does go down, I'm very happy to restart a position back at those levels. And of course, if it goes down even further, I will very likely continue buying that dip pretty much, into my especially major zone in the 150s. That is like the zone I'm very excited for if we do get there somehow off of tomorrow's print, which, not impossible, but, maybe it'll take a few days, but that will be about a 10% drop. I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow or not, who knows? But again, that is where I'm very excited to purchase if we do get into the 150s, especially the 140s even more so. But that's kind of what I am positioning right now. And, if we do get a massive drop, I will most likely just be simply entering shares right then and there. And the reason I didn't sell, normally I would sell more cash secured puts here. The reason I didn't is because if we do get that massive drop to, like, let's say 160, or even entering the 150s, even tomorrow, or, or Wednesday or whatever, I just want to buy straight up shares. I'm just going to buy straight up shares at that point and, go from there, as opposed to, the cash secured puts, which, maybe they'll get filled. Maybe they won't get filled. I just want to buy straight shares at that point. If we do go there, that's my opinion. That's my strategy. And that's why I didn't sell more cash secured puts at the moment. Right. But anyway, with all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think down below. Pretty important day coming out tomorrow. Pretty massive day, pretty crucial day coming out tomorrow. So again, the whale's expecting a drop, but we'll see if they're accurate or not, because if they're not, and we do rally off the news, well, these guys are going to be losing quite a lot of money pretty darn quickly. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. So let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.